quick to show you how we've got from this image here all the way over to this image here. That's not including the skin tones or anything to do with skin smoothing. This is just about getting this porthole that I've just gone round here. So, really quickly, shot originally using Ringflash, as you can see, 1/60th of a second, f8, ISO 200 in studio at 24mm, taking the lens off of the Ringflash so that way you've got the extra around the edges. In Lightroom, what I've done is to start with, I've automatically set my white balance for 5000 because of preference, increased my exposure by about 0.3, and then I've adjusted my highlights, my shadows, my whites, my blacks. I've also adjusted my clarity and my vibrance just for the extra punch. That's also that way when we get into Photoshop, it's a little bit easier and we can see closer to what we want our final image to be. Now, taking it into Photoshop, go up to the top, go into Photo, go into Edit In, and then Adobe Photoshop CS6 is what I use. Usually I just use the keystroke of Command and then E. We'll just click it for now. This will then automatically open up Photoshop CS6. Now remember guys, we are talking about working with raw files here, and because we're talking about working with raw files, there is a lot of information. I only ever shoot in RAW, I haven't shot in JPEG since I don't know when. Right, now we've got our photo opened in Photoshop. All we need to do is take our marquee tool and select the elliptical marquee tool. Make sure that we've got a fixed ratio with 1:1, so that way it's nice and round. Extend out our circle so that it is slightly larger than our porthole. I'm guessing, and it is all for a lot of guesswork, that it's about that. So then we can go in, just position it to where we want it. It's never going to be perfect because obviously we've got our distortion from our lens, but that's absolutely fine, it's all part of the effect. Once you've got it positioned in place, go up to Refine Edge up at the top. Click your Refine Edge tool. Now what you want to do is you want to refine this edge to around about 5 pixels. And the reason that we want to feather the edge to 5 pixels is so that we don't end up with that blatantly cut out look. So refine the edge. Now what we need to do is we now need to invert the selection. Now to invert the selection on Mac is Command Shift I. On Windows it's Control Shift I. So do that now. Once you've done that, go down to your colour palette and make sure that you're selecting a deep black. So you are all zeros or your CKNY looks like that. Okay, so now we've got our deep black. Quite simply, take our paintbrush tool and as big as you like, start painting over the rest of the image that's left to be exposed. Now, this will be a little laggy because like I said, we're looking at a very, very large image. Not only that, whilst recording, we're using an awful lot of RAM. I don't care what anyone says, even running an Apple Mac, you still end up with RAM issues and lag issues. Unless you've got something crazy like 32 gig of RAM. Now you can see we've still got a little bit left over there. So what we'll do is we'll just gently take that out as well. Now that's all set to black, allow Photoshop to render it, and all we've then got to do is deselect. So go up, if you know your keystrokes, you know that it's Command and D, or go up to the top and deselect. That gives you your clean, crisp porthole window. Any of the other edits for the skin and stuff like that, I do use skin actions, but that's something that I'll go over later on. Thanks for taking the time guys, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.